Before we begin, a quick note. The information in this video is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional business advice. We encourage you to consult with qualified professionals for guidance specific to your company's needs. In 1971, a graphic design student at Portland State University was paid just $35 for a simple drawing. $35. That design was a checkmark-like shape, a symbol of movement and speed. The student was Carolyn Davidson. The company was a small shoe brand called Blue Ribbon Sports. And the logo was the Nike swoosh, one of the most recognized symbols on planet Earth, born from a transaction that today would barely cover a nice dinner. Now let's jump to 2010. The clothing giant Gap, with a brand valued in the billions, decides it needs a modern look. They spend a reported $100 million on a massive rebranding effort, culminating in a new logo. They release it to the world, and the public hates it. The backlash is so swift, so brutal, that in less than a week, just 6 days, they scrap the multi-million-dollar logo and go back to the original. $35 for an icon that defined a generation. $100 million for a failure that became a business school case study. What's the difference? It isn't the money. It isn't the fame of the designer. It's understanding a fundamental truth that most businesses, big and small, completely miss. And that truth is what this entire series is about. You've poured everything into your business. Your savings, your 401k, countless sleepless nights. You're a contractor in Cleveland, a coffee shop owner in Seattle, a software startup in Silicon Valley. You have an amazing product. Your customer service is second to none. You know deep down that you are better than the competition. But when you look out at the marketplace, it feels like you're shouting into a hurricane. You're just another name, another truck, another website lost in the noise. Potential customers scroll past your ads. They drive by your storefront. They forget your name moments after a friend recommends you. Why? Because they have nothing to latch onto. No visual hook. No mental shortcut to remember you by. That is the power of a great logo. It's not just a pretty picture you slap on a business card. It is your silent ambassador. It's your 24/7 salesman. It is the single most worked employee in your entire company. It's the first handshake with a new customer, and the familiar face that brings an old one back. It's the visual embodiment of your promise, your quality, and your reputation, all condensed into a mark that can be recognized in a fraction of a second. And over the next 10 parts, we are going to give you the complete blueprint for creating one. This isn't a fluffy design tutorial. This is a masterclass for American business owners who want to compete and win. By the time you finish this series, you will understand the deep psychology of why some logos stick in our minds forever, while others are instantly forgettable. You'll know how to write a design brief that gets world-class results, whether you're hiring a local freelancer or a top-tier agency. You will learn the 7 core principles of iconic design, the secrets of color theory that can increase brand recognition by up to 80%, and the subtle mistakes in typography that can make your business look cheap and untrustworthy. We will demystify the entire process, turning you from a passive client into a confident, knowledgeable brand builder who can guide the process and get exactly what you need to grow your business. Now let's bust a few myths right off the bat. The first myth is that a great logo needs to be complex, or that it needs to literally show what you do. The Apple logo isn't a computer. The McDonald's arches aren't a hamburger. The Target logo isn't a shopping cart. The strongest logos are simple, distinct, and memorable. They hint at a bigger idea, they don't spell it out. The second myth is the one we started with, that it costs a fortune. Doesn't. What it costs is thought. It costs strategy. A $35 logo built on a brilliant strategy will outperform a $100,000 logo built on nothing but a whim every single time. And the biggest, most dangerous myth of all, that your logo doesn't really matter. That as long as you do good work, the customers will come. In today's hyper-competitive, visually driven world, that is a recipe for failure. Your logo is the tip of the spear. It's the door through which customers enter your brand. If that door is generic, confusing, or unprofessional, they will assume everything behind it is too. They won't even give you a chance to prove how great your service is. Think about the logos you trust. The FedEx logo with its subliminal arrow hidden between the E and the X, screaming speed and precision without a single word. The Amazon logo with its smile stretching from A to Z, telling you they have everything you need and you'll be happy with your purchase. These aren't accidents. They are calculated, strategic business tools designed to build trust and communicate value in an instant. Your brain is hardwired to process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. When a customer is scrolling, driving, or walking, you don't have 5 minutes to explain your unique value proposition. You have 50 milliseconds. 50 milliseconds. In that blink of an eye, they see your logo, and their brain makes a snap judgment: professional or amateur, trustworthy or sketchy, modern or outdated. And that brings us to a crucial point we need to understand before we go any further: the difference between a logo, an identity, and a brand. Most people use these terms interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. Your logo is the symbol, the mark, the swoosh. Your identity is the whole visual system. It's your logo, your color palette, your company fonts, the style of your photography, the design of your website, and your company trucks. It's the complete visual language you use to speak to the world. And your brand is not what you say it is. It's what they say it is. Your brand is your reputation. It's the gut feeling a customer has when they think of you. It's the sum of every single interaction they've had with your company, from your service to your products to your people. So where does the logo fit in? The logo is the trigger. It's the vessel that holds all those feelings and experiences. When you see the golden arches, you don't just see a yellow M. You instantly think of fries, Big Macs, and a consistent experience you can get anywhere in the country. When you see the bitten apple, you don't just see a fruit. You feel a sense of innovation, sleek design, and premium quality. The logo is the shortcut. It's the key that unlocks the entire filing cabinet of emotions and memories associated with your business. That's why getting it right is not a nice to have. It is an economic necessity, and it's why getting it wrong can be so catastrophic. The 2010 Gap logo failed because it threw away decades of brand equity. The classic serif font logo in the blue box felt established, confident, all-American. The new one, with its generic Helvetica font and a little blue square, felt cheap. It looked like a default option in Microsoft Word. It vaporized their reputation for quality overnight, and the public rejected it. So how do you, the small business owner in the United States, avoid that fate? How do you create something that is authentic, memorable, and effective without a $100 million budget? You start by understanding that the principles of great design are universal. They apply to a local bakery just as much as they do to Starbucks. Simplicity, relevance, memorability. These things aren't about budget. They're about discipline and strategy. We've now established why this is so critical. We've seen the multi-million-dollar mistakes and the $35 strokes of genius. You might be thinking the next step is to start sketching, to pick some colors, to hop on a freelance website and hire a designer. But you'd be wrong. Almost every single business gets this next part wrong, and it dooms the entire project from the very start. Before a single pixel is placed, before a single line is drawn, there is one foundational question you must answer about your business. It has nothing to do with art, and everything to do with your success. Get it right, and your logo practically designs itself. Get it wrong, and you're just making an expensive guess. And that single powerful question is exactly where we're going next. That single powerful question is this: what is the one single most important feeling you want your ideal customer to experience when they see your logo? Let's break that down, because every single word in that question is mission critical. First, one single feeling. Not two, not five, not a laundry list of your company's best attributes. Just one. Why? Because the human brain is wired for simplicity. In the split second you have to make an impression, you can't communicate that you're affordable, high quality, fast, friendly, and eco-conscious. It's impossible. It creates noise, not a connection. A logo that tries to say everything ends up saying absolutely nothing. Think about the world's most powerful brands. The Nike swoosh doesn't scream high-quality athletic footwear and apparel with advanced moisture-wicking technology. It screams one thing: victory, triumph, the feeling of just do it. The Apple logo doesn't say innovative personal computing devices with a user-friendly proprietary operating system. It evokes a feeling of simple, elegant creativity. The FedEx logo, with its hidden arrow, doesn't just say shipping. It communicates a feeling of forward momentum, speed, and precision. One dominant feeling. That's the goal. Your business has to stand for something. Your logo is the flag you plant on that hill. Next, your ideal customer. This isn't about you. It's not about what your mom likes or what your graphic designer thinks is cool. It's about the person you are trying to sell to. The emotional trigger for a 17-year-old skateboarder is radically different from the emotional trigger for a 65-year-old wealth management client. A logo for a craft brewery in Portland, Oregon, needs to feel authentic, maybe a little rebellious and artisanal. A logo for a corporate law firm in New York City needs to feel powerful, established, and unshakable. If you don't know exactly who you're talking to, you're just shouting into the void. Your logo needs to be a private joke, a secret handshake between you and your perfect customer. When they see it, they should feel understood. They should feel like, ah, these people get me. And finally, the most important word of all, feeling. We are not rational creatures. We are emotional creatures who use logic to justify our feelings. People don't buy a product, they buy a better version of themselves. They buy a solution to a problem. They buy a feeling. No one buys a Starbucks coffee because it's the most logical, cost-effective way to get caffeine. They buy it for the feeling of comfort, the routine, the sense of a small, affordable luxury. The Siren logo on that cup isn't just a picture. It's a symbol for that entire emotional package. Your logo is the vessel that holds that feeling. It's the visual shortcut to an emotional response. And this isn't some fluffy artistic concept. This is hardcore business science. Every element you choose, every color, every shape, every font, is a psychological tool designed to build that feeling. Think about shapes. Our brains are hardwired to react to them in specific ways. Circles and ovals suggest community, friendship, and unity. Think of the Olympic rings or the Target bullseye. They feel inclusive and complete. Squares and rectangles communicate stability, reliability, and honesty. Think of Microsoft or the American Express blue box. They feel solid, trustworthy. Triangles suggest power, direction, and action. Think of the Adidas three stripes or Delta's logo pointing skyward. They feel dynamic and purposeful. Now think about color. Color isn't decorative, it's communicative. In the American market, blue is the king of corporate colors. It's the color of trust, security, and dependability. It's why you see it used by banks like Chase, tech giants like IBM, and car companies like Ford. They want you to feel safe with them. Red is the color of passion, excitement, and urgency. It grabs attention. It's why Target, Coca-Cola, and Netflix use it. They want you to feel a jolt of energy. Green is a direct line to two powerful concepts in the US: nature and money. Whole Foods uses it to make you feel healthy and organic. John Deere uses it to make you feel connected to the land. Fidelity uses it to make you feel like your portfolio is growing. And then there's the font, the typography. It's the voice of your brand. Is your voice traditional and authoritative? You'll probably use a serif font like the one the New York Times uses. Those little feet on the letters feel classic and established. Is your voice modern, clean, and straightforward? You'll use a sans serif font. Sans meaning without those feet. Think Google or Airbnb. It feels accessible and contemporary. Is your voice elegant or personal? A script font like the one on a Coca-Cola can or a Ford truck can feel classic, human, and nostalgic. Let's make this real. Imagine a small business owner. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah starts a high-end meal prep delivery service for busy, health-conscious professionals. Her first logo, which she designed herself, is a cartoon chef holding a carrot. The font is bubbly and fun. The colors are bright orange and yellow. She thinks it looks friendly. But her business is struggling. People think it's a cheap lunch service for kids. They don't get that it's a premium, organic service designed to save time for high achievers. So we ask Sarah the question, what is the one single feeling you want your ideal customer, that busy lawyer or tech executive, to experience? Sarah thinks about it. The feeling isn't fun. It's not cartoony. The feeling she wants to evoke is effortless sophistication. She wants her customers to feel like they are making a smart, healthy, and elegant choice without any of the work. Everything changes. The cartoon chef is gone. The new logo is a clean, minimalist wordmark of the company name. The font is a slender, elegant sans serif, communicating modernity and simplicity. The color palette is now deep charcoal gray, muted sage green, and a hint of gold foil. The gray says premium. The green says natural and healthy. The gold says luxury. Suddenly, the logo doesn't just look different, it feels different. It feels like something you'd see advertised in Forbes, not on a Saturday morning cartoon. It now speaks the language of her ideal customer. She puts this new logo on sleek black packaging. She updates her website. And guess what happens? Her sales triple in 6 months. She's attracting the exact clients she always wanted. She didn't change her product. She changed the feeling. She changed the story her logo was telling. That is the power we are talking about. It's not about making a pretty picture. It's about engineering a specific emotional response in a specific person to achieve a specific business goal. It is the single most concise and powerful piece of strategic communication your business will ever create. So now you understand the question. You understand why every word, one feeling, ideal customer, and the feeling itself is so critical. You see how shapes, colors, and fonts are not just artistic choices, but strategic weapons. But that leads to the next multi-million-dollar question. How do you find your one feeling? How do you dig deep into your business and your market to unearth that one single authentic emotion that will resonate with your audience and form the foundation of your entire brand? Most businesses guess. They ask their friends. They pick what they like. And that is a recipe for failure. There is a systematic process, a strategic framework you can use to find your brand's emotional core with pinpoint accuracy. It's a method that separates the amateur brands from the global powerhouses. And that exact framework is what we're breaking down step by step in the very next part. So what is this framework? This secret weapon used by brands that seem to have an almost unfair advantage? It's called the Brand Archetype Compass. Think of it like a personality test, but for your business. It's based on a simple, yet profoundly powerful idea from the psychologist Carl Jung, that human beings are hardwired to understand and respond to a set of universal characters or patterns. The hero, the sage, the rebel, the lover. These aren't just characters in a story. They are deep, primal blueprints for personality that live inside all of us. And when a brand successfully embodies one of these archetypes, it stops being a faceless corporation and starts feeling like a person. It becomes relatable. It becomes trustworthy. It becomes something we want to be a part of. There are 12 primary archetypes, and your first job, the most critical step in this entire process, is to find the one that represents the soul of your business. Not what you sell, but who you are. Let's make this real. Forget theory. Let's talk about the master of this game, Nike. What does Nike sell? Shoes, apparel, sports equipment. But that's not what they are. Nike is the hero. Every single thing they do radiates this core identity. Their slogan isn't "our shoes are comfortable." It's "just do it." Call to action. A challenge. It's a hero's cry. Their ads don't just show people jogging. They show athletes overcoming impossible odds, pushing through pain, achieving greatness. They celebrate the struggle, the discipline, the victory. They are telling the hero's story over and over again. And their logo? The swoosh. It's not just a check mark. It's the perfect visual symbol for the hero archetype. It's a wing of the Greek goddess of victory, Nike, for whom the company is named. It's a symbol of motion, of speed, of a swift, decisive action. It's the visual embodiment of "just do it." When you see that swoosh on a piece of gear, you're not just buying a product. You are subconsciously buying into the hero's journey. You're putting on a piece of armor for your own personal battles, whether that's running a marathon or just getting yourself to the gym on a Tuesday morning. That is the power of a perfectly aligned archetype. It transforms a simple product into a symbol. Now let's look at a completely different industry with a completely different archetype. Let's talk about Apple. What is Apple's archetype? They are the magician. The magician's core desire is to make dreams come true, to create moments of transformation and wonder. Does that sound familiar? Think about the first time you used an iPhone. Felt like magic. Think about their product reveals, Steve Jobs on a stage, pulling a revolutionary device from a simple envelope. It was a magic show. Their slogan wasn't "powerful computers." It was "think different." A magician's invitation to see the world in a new way. They don't sell you technology. They sell you the experience of wonder. They sell you the power to create, to connect, to do things that were previously impossible. It's a miracle in your pocket. And their logo? The bitten apple. It's one of the most famous logos in history, and it's pure magician. It's a direct reference to the story of Adam and Eve, the apple from the tree of knowledge. It represents a bite of forbidden wisdom, of enlightenment, of a new way of seeing. It's simple, it's clean, and it's loaded with a deep archetypal meaning that whispers of transformation and secret knowledge. Nike the hero and Apple the magician. $2 billion companies in wildly different fields, both built on the solid foundation of a single, clear, powerful archetype. They aren't confused. They know exactly who they are, and so do we. So now it's your turn. Who is your business? I want you to pause and really think about this. Are you the sage dedicated to finding and sharing truth like Google or Harvard? Is your purpose to provide wisdom and expertise? Or maybe you're the jester, whose mission is to bring joy to the world, to live in the moment and have a great time, like M&M's or Old Spice. Perhaps you are the caregiver, driven by compassion and a desire to protect and help others, like Johnson & Johnson or Tom's Shoes. Or are you the outlaw, the rebel, the revolutionary who wants to tear down the establishment and build something new like Harley-Davidson or Virgin? Don't overthink it. This is about feeling. It's about the emotional impact you want to have on your customers. When someone interacts with your brand, what is the single dominant feeling you want them to walk away with? Do you want them to feel empowered like Nike's customers? Do you want them to feel wonder like Apple's? Do you want them to feel safe, entertained, understood? This choice is the foundation upon which your entire brand, and especially your logo, will be built. Why? Because each archetype has its own visual language. A brand like Rolex, which embodies the ruler archetype, all about control, power, and excellence, will naturally gravitate towards a logo that is symmetrical, uses precious colors like gold and silver, and employs strong classic typography. Their crown logo is the literal symbol of a ruler. It communicates luxury and authority in a split second. Now imagine if Ben & Jerry's used a logo like that. It would be absurd. Ben & Jerry's is a perfect example of the jester archetype. They're all about fun, playfulness, and not taking things too seriously. Their logo reflects this perfectly. It's got a friendly, rounded, almost cartoonish font, bright, happy colors, and a whimsical cow. Feels joyful. Feels like ice cream. A crown would feel stuffy and wrong. This is where so many businesses make a fatal error. They haven't chosen their archetype, so they try to be a little bit of everything. They want a logo that looks professional like a ruler, but also friendly like a jester, and maybe a little innovative like a magician. The result is always the same. A bland, confusing, and utterly forgettable logo. It's a visual mess because it's built on a strategic mess. It's a business having an identity crisis. Clarity is power. Committing to a single primary archetype is the single most powerful strategic decision you can make. It becomes your North Star. It guides your messaging, your customer service, your product design, and most importantly for our discussion, the visual design of your logo. It ensures that every color, every shape, and every letter you choose is working in harmony to tell the same compelling story. It's the difference between whispering a dozen different things and shouting one clear, resonant truth that your ideal customer is waiting to hear. So you've done the soul searching. You've identified the core emotional truth of your brand, and you've chosen your archetype. You now have the strategic foundation. You know who you are. The next question is, how do you translate that personality into a visual mark? How do you take the soul of the hero or the spirit of the magician and turn it into a tangible shape? This isn't guesswork. It's a science. There is a deep psychology behind the shapes and forms that make up every great logo. A circle communicates something entirely different from a square. A sharp angle feels different from a soft curve. This is the secret visual language that designers use to speak directly to your subconscious. We've found our brand soul. In the next part, we're going to give it a face. We'll dive deep into the psychology of shapes, why a circle feels like community and a triangle feels like power, and how the world's biggest brands use this hidden language to build trust and influence you, without you even realizing it. Let's start with the most basic building blocks of our visual world: circles, squares, and triangles. Before your brain even registers color, before it reads a single letter, it processes shape. This is primal. It's baked into our DNA from millennia of identifying threats, finding shelter, and seeking community. Brands don't just pick these shapes because they look nice. They pick them to tap directly into your subconscious brain. First up, the circle. Think about what a circle represents in nature and in our culture. The sun, the moon, the pupil of an eye, a friendly face. It has no sharp corners, no beginning, and no end. Because of this, the circle is the ultimate symbol of unity, community, inclusion, and harmony. It feels safe, welcoming, and complete. When a brand wants you to feel like you're part of a group, that you belong, they will almost always use a circle. Take Target. The logo is literally a target, a bullseye. But psychologically, it's a circle within a circle. It's inviting. It draws you into its center. The message isn't aggressive. It's inclusive. It subtly says, this is the spot. You've arrived. You're part of our community. Think about the Olympic rings. 5 interlocking circles. It is the most powerful symbol of global unity on the planet. It's not the Olympic squares or the Olympic triangles. It's rings because that shape instinctively communicates connection and togetherness. Starbucks uses a circle to frame its siren. Why? Because Starbucks doesn't just sell coffee. They sell a third place, a community hub between home and work. The circular logo reinforces this entire brand promise. It feels like a seal of quality, a welcoming emblem that says, "Come gather here." Even the Pepsi logo, the simple red, white, and blue globe, uses the circle to evoke feelings of happiness, togetherness, and a shared global experience. When you want your brand to feel friendly, approachable, and community-oriented, the soft, gentle curves of a circle are your most powerful tool. Now let's shift gears completely. Let's talk about squares and rectangles. Think about what these shapes represent in our man-made world. Bricks, buildings, foundations, safes, legal documents. They are the shapes of stability, structure, and reliability. They have sharp 90-degree angles. They are predictable, solid, and balanced. There's no ambiguity. A square is a square. Because of this, squares and rectangles communicate trust, professionalism, order, and security. This is why you see them used so often by financial institutions and tech companies. Look at the American Express logo. It's often just called the blue box. That box is a fortress. It subconsciously communicates that your money is secure, that the company is stable and trustworthy. It's not trying to be your fun, whimsical friend. It's trying to be your reliable financial partner. The Chase Bank logo, an octagon, is essentially a modified square, built on the same principles of structure and security. It looks like the cross-section of a bank vault. Microsoft's logo is a window made of 4 squares. This isn't just a literal window into the digital world. It's a symbol of order, structure, and reliability. You run your entire business, your entire life on their software. You need to feel that it's stable and dependable, not free-flowing and unpredictable. The squares provide that deep, psychological comfort. Even a brand like The Gap built its legacy on a simple blue square. The message was clear. We sell foundational, reliable, straightforward clothing. The square perfectly embodied that promise of stable, classic American style. If your business needs to project strength, security, and unwavering dependability, straight lines and sharp angles are your secret weapon. Then we have the most dynamic and energetic of the basic shapes, the triangle. A triangle has points. It has direction. It's a wedge, an arrow, a mountain peak. As a result, triangles communicate power, purpose, progression, and movement. They can symbolize strength and stability when they sit on a flat base, like a pyramid, or they can signal risk, energy, and forward momentum when they're pointing up or to the side. Think about the Delta Airlines logo. It's a triangle, a delta, pointing upward. The psychological message is immediate. We move you forward and upward. We are about progression, direction, and reaching your destination. It's an active, energetic shape for a brand that is all about motion. The Adidas logo, especially their performance line, is 3 stripes that form a triangle. It's meant to look like a mountain. It represents overcoming challenges, striving for greatness, and reaching the peak of your abilities. It's a logo for athletes, for people who are pushing forward. Even in the tech world, triangles signify action. The Google Play logo is a triangle on its side. It's the universal symbol for play or start. It urges you to move forward, to begin. The logo for Caterpillar, the construction giant, embeds a bold yellow triangle in the letter. This isn't a subtle choice. It screams power, strength, and the rugged masculine energy of heavy machinery. The triangle is the shape of purpose. If your brand is about innovation, growth, movement, or power, the triangle gives it an immediate sense of direction and drive. Of course, it's not just about these 3 basic shapes. There are also organic shapes, the ones that feel more natural and free-flowing, like a leaf, a splash of water, or a human signature. The Nike swoosh is a perfect example. It's not a perfect geometric shape. It's an organic checkmark that feels like pure motion and human energy. The iconic Coca-Cola script is fluid, personal, and timeless, feeling more like beautiful handwriting than a corporate font. These organic shapes connect with us on a more emotional, human level. And we can't forget the power of simple lines. Vertical lines, like skyscrapers, suggest strength, dominance, and ambition. Horizontal lines, like the horizon, create a sense of calm, tranquility, and stability. The old AT&T logo, the globe wrapped in horizontal blue lines, was designed to communicate calm, steady, global communication. Now, the real mastery comes when brands combine these elements. Look at the Amazon logo. The name itself is set in a soft, rounded lowercase font, That's the friendly, accessible, circular psychology at play. But underneath it is the smile. That smile is an organic shape, which makes the brand feel human and positive. But it's also an arrow. It has a triangular point, starting at A and pointing to Z, communicating the message of progression, efficiency, and we have everything from A to Z. It brilliantly combines the psychology of friendliness with the psychology of direction and purpose. It's a masterclass in a single mark. You don't consciously break this down when you see a logo. You don't sit there and think, ah, the circular elements of the Pepsi logo are making me feel a sense of community. Doesn't work like that. It's a gut feeling. It's a cumulative effect of seeing that shape associated with that brand over and over and over again until that shape becomes the feeling. The stability of the square is Microsoft. The community of the circle is Target. The forward motion of the triangle is Delta. This is the hidden language of shapes. It's the foundational architecture of your brand's identity. By choosing the right shapes, you are laying down the emotional blueprint for how every single customer will perceive your business, long before they ever read your name. You're building a feeling, an instinct, a gut reaction. We've built the skeleton of our logo with these powerful shapes. We've given it form and structure. But a skeleton is lifeless. It needs a soul. It needs emotion. And in the world of branding, the soul of a logo is its color. The psychology of color is one of the most powerful and fascinating tools in marketing, capable of changing moods, driving decisions, and even making you feel hungry. Now that we understand the framework, it's time to breathe life into it. Let's talk about the most common color combination in the American fast food industry: red and yellow. Think about it. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, In-N-Out. What is going on here? Is it a massive coincidence? Or is it a carefully engineered psychological trigger designed to make you pull over and spend money? The answer, of course, is the latter. This isn't just decoration. It's a science. The colors you choose for your logo are not an afterthought. They are the first words your brand speaks, and they do it without making a sound. They communicate directly with the primal, emotional part of your customer's brain, shaping their perception of your business before they even read your name. Let's start with the king of all action colors: red. Red is the color of passion, of excitement, and critically of urgency. It physically increases our heart rate and creates a sense of importance. This is why stop signs are red. It's why sale tags are red. It's a color that screams, "Pay attention to me right now." For a business, this is incredibly powerful. Think of Coca-Cola. That vibrant, iconic red isn't just festive, it's energetic. It's a jolt of excitement in a can. Or look at Target. The big red bullseye isn't just a logo. It's a destination marker, a beacon of immediate gratification. Netflix uses red to signal excitement and entertainment, the thrill of hitting play on a new series. But red also has another, more subtle power. It's a known appetite stimulant. That's a key reason why it's a favorite for food brands. It's a visceral biological color that triggers a fundamental response. Using red tells your customers that your brand is bold, energetic, and ready for action. But be warned, overuse it, and it can signal aggression or danger. It's a high-risk, high-reward color that demands confidence. Now let's move to the opposite end of the spectrum: blue. If red is the screaming toddler demanding attention, blue is the wise old grandparent, calm and reassuring. Blue is, by a huge margin, the most popular color in corporate America. Why? Because its primary psychological association is trust. Think of the things that are reliably, constantly blue: the sky, the ocean. They are vast, stable, and dependable. This makes blue the perfect choice for industries where trust is the most valuable currency. Financial institutions like Chase Bank and American Express use deep blues to communicate security and stability for your money. Tech giants like IBM, Dell, and Intel use blue to convey intelligence, reliability, and professionalism. Even social media platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn use blue to create a sense of calm connection and professional trust. It's a cerebral color, not a visceral one. It suggests logic over emotion, making it ideal for a business that wants to be seen as competent, secure, and an authority in its field. If your product or service requires a customer to make a significant leap of faith, blue is your safety net. So we have the urgency of red and the trust of blue. What about optimism? That's where yellow and orange come in. Yellow is the color of the sun. It's fundamentally associated with happiness, warmth, and positivity. It's also the most visible color to the human eye. which is why it's used for school buses and caution signs. It grabs attention but in a friendly, "Hey, look at me" kind of way, not the urgent "stop" of red. McDonald's Golden Arches are a masterclass in using yellow. They are a globally recognized symbol of quick, affordable, and cheerful food. The color itself promises a happy experience. Amazon uses a hint of yellow in its Smile logo to convey that they are friendly, easy, and deliver happiness to your door. Orange takes the friendly energy of yellow and mixes it with the boldness of red. It's playful, enthusiastic, and confident. Think of the Home Depot. Their bright orange logo communicates creativity, energy, and a can-do attitude. It's not a color for a quiet, subtle brand. It's for a business that is vibrant, fun, and wants to project a sense of affordability and cheerfulness. It's the color of a good deal and a good time. But what if your business isn't about speed or trust or sunshine? What if it's about growth, nature, or money? Then you need green. Green is the most versatile color in the branding playbook. On one hand, it is the undisputed color of nature. It evokes feelings of tranquility, health, and environmental consciousness. This is why brands like Whole Foods and John Deere lean so heavily on it. Whole Foods uses green to promise fresh, organic, and healthy products. John Deere uses it to connect its machinery directly to the earth in the act of farming. It signals growth and life. But on the other hand, in the United States, green is the color of money. This gives it a second powerful meaning: wealth and prosperity. Financial services like Fidelity or TD Ameritrade use green to signal financial growth and success. It's a color that can say we're good for the planet, and we're good for your wallet at the same time. Choosing green tells your customers that your brand is grounded, prosperous, and focused on healthy growth, whether that's for their body, their finances, or the environment. Now let's drain the color out of the picture entirely and talk about the power of its absence. Black, white, and gray. These aren't just defaults. They are deliberate, strategic choices that communicate sophistication, luxury, and modernity. Black is the ultimate color of power, elegance, and exclusivity. High-end fashion brands, luxury car manufacturers, and premium tech companies use black to create an aura of sophistication that cheaper, more colorful brands can't replicate. It says, "We are classic, we are serious, and we are not for everyone." White, its opposite, communicates simplicity, purity, and minimalism. Think of Apple. Their brand is built on the idea of clean, simple, and intuitive design. Their use of white and light gray isn't just an aesthetic, it's a promise. It tells the customer that the product will be uncomplicated and easy to use. Gray acts as a perfect balance, communicating maturity, professionalism, and timelessness. Using a monochromatic palette of black, white, and gray tells the world your brand is modern, classic, and focused on premium quality. It's a quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout to be heard. Finally, let's touch on a few specialized players. Purple has long been associated with royalty, wisdom, and creativity. It's a bit more unconventional, which makes it a great choice for a brand that wants to be seen as imaginative or luxurious in a unique way. Think of the Hallmark crown or the old Yahoo logo. It's a color that suggests a touch of magic and originality. And then there's brown. Brown might seem dull, but it's the color of the earth, of wood, and of leather. It communicates ruggedness, reliability, and down-to-earth honesty. There is no better example of this in American business than UPS. They literally trademarked their specific shade of brown. They took a color most people ignore and turned it into an unbreakable symbol of dependability. When you see that brown truck, you know without a shadow of a doubt that a promise is being delivered. That is the power of owning a color. Choosing your brand's color isn't about your personal favorite. It's about deciding what you want your customer to feel. Do you want them to feel excited, secure, happy, healthy, sophisticated? Every color sends a signal. Red and yellow trigger appetite and urgency. Blue builds trust. Green suggests health and wealth. Black and white convey luxury and simplicity. This is the silent language of your brand identity, the first and most powerful impression you will ever make. You've now chosen a shape that gives your brand a structure, and a color that gives it a soul. But there's one critical element left. You need to give your brand a voice. And that voice is its typography. If a shape is the skeleton of your brand and color is its heart, then typography is how it speaks to the world. And just like a human voice, it can be confident and commanding, warm and inviting, or playful and energetic. The typeface you choose isn't just a collection of letters. It's the tone of voice for every single word your business will ever say. Get it right, and you're building trust before a customer even reads your name. Get it wrong, and you're creating a disconnect like a lawyer showing up to court in a clown suit. It just doesn't fit. So, how do you choose the right voice? We start by looking at the 4 main families of type. Think of them as vocal archetypes. First, we have the voice of tradition and authority, the serif font. What is a serif? It's that little decorative stroke, that tiny foot, at the end of a letter's main lines. You've seen them a million times. Think of the font used in most books, or on the masthead of the New York Times. These little feet have a purpose. They originated from Roman stonemasons carving letters into stone, and they create a strong baseline that guides the reader's eye, making long blocks of text easier to read. But in a logo, they do something more. They communicate history, stability, respectability. A serif font says, "We have been here for a long time, and we will be here for a long time to come." It's the voice of institutions like universities, law firms, and high-end financial groups. It's the voice of luxury brands like Tiffany & Company or Rolex, which need to convey a timeless elegance and a history of craftsmanship. If your business is built on a foundation of trust, heritage, and expertise, a serif font speaks your language fluently. It's the equivalent of a firm handshake and a well-tailored suit. Now let's meet the second archetype, the voice of modernity and clarity, the sans serif font. Sans is French for without. So a sans serif font is simply one without those little feet. The letters are clean, crisp, and uniform. This style rose to prominence in the early 20th century with modernist movements that rejected ornamentation in favor of clean, functional design. A sans serif font is direct. It's efficient. It's approachable. It says, "We are innovative, straightforward, and user-friendly." This is the dominant voice of the digital age. Think of the biggest tech companies in the United States. Google, Apple, Netflix, all use clean sans serif logos. Why? Because their brands are about simplicity, ease of use, and looking toward the future, not back at the past. A sans serif font is perfect for a tech startup, a modern retail brand, a healthcare provider, or any business that wants to feel current, clean, and accessible. It's the voice of a helpful expert who speaks in plain English, not confusing jargon. It's the friendly, confident voice of right now. The choice between a serif and a sans serif is one of the most fundamental decisions you'll make. It's a strategic choice about how you want your business to be perceived. Do you want to be the wise, established institution or the sleek, innovative trailblazer? There's no right or wrong answer, but there is an answer that is right or wrong for your brand. Of course, there are other voices. The third archetype is the voice of personality and human touch, the script font. These are typefaces designed to look like handwriting, from elegant, flowing calligraphy to a more casual, personal scrawl. A script font is all about emotion. It feels personal, creative, and often feminine or luxurious. The iconic Coca-Cola logo is a perfect example of a script font that has conveyed a sense of classic, friendly enjoyment for over a century. The Ford logo uses a script to imply a personal signature, a mark of quality from its founder. You'll see script fonts used for businesses that want to feel artisanal and one-of-a-kind, like a boutique bakery, a wedding photographer, or a craft brewery. But a word of caution: the human touch can be messy. Script fonts can be difficult to read, especially at small sizes or from a distance. They must be used with incredible care to avoid looking cheap or illegible. Finally, we have the fourth archetype, the loudest voice in the room, the display font. Display fonts are the wild cards. They are highly stylized, decorative, and designed to grab attention. They break the rules on purpose. Think of the whimsical, magical font of the Disney logo, or the fun, chunky letters of the Baskin-Robbins brand. These fonts aren't meant for writing a paragraph. They're meant for making a statement. They are pure personality. A display font is a great choice if your brand is all about fun, entertainment, or being completely unique. But this is the riskiest category. Because they are so stylized, display fonts can become dated very, very quickly. What looks cool and edgy today can look cheesy and unprofessional tomorrow. They are a powerful tool, but like any powerful tool, they can cause a lot of damage in untrained hands. Choosing a font family is just the first step. The real magic, the detail that separates an amateur logo from a professional masterpiece, is in the spacing. This is a concept called kerning. Kerning is the process of adjusting the space between individual letters to create a visually harmonious and readable result. A designer doesn't just type out your company name. They meticulously adjust the gap between the and the V, or the T and the O, so that the spacing feels balanced and natural. The most famous example of masterful kerning is in the FedEx logo. Look closely at the space between the and the X. That negative space forms a perfect, forward-pointing arrow, subliminally communicating speed, precision, and forward movement. That wasn't an accident. That was a deliberate multi-million-dollar design choice. That's the power of professional typography. Poor kerning is one of the biggest tells of an amateur logo. Letters are either awkwardly crammed together or floating miles apart. Just feels off. And this leads us to the cardinal sins of logo typography that countless businesses commit every single day. First, using too many fonts. A logo should have one primary typeface, period. Your broader brand might have a secondary font for body text, but your logo needs to be a single, unified statement. Mixing a serif, a sans serif, and a script in one logo is a recipe for a chaotic, unprofessional mess. The second sin is choosing a font simply because it's trendy. That ultra-thin, geometric font that's all over social media right now? It will look dated in 3 years. Great logos aim for timelessness, not trendiness. Choose a font that will represent your business just as well in 10 years as it does today. And the third, most unforgivable sin is using a cheap, overused, or default system font. If your logo uses Comic Sans, Papyrus, or any font that came pre-installed on your 2008 Dell computer, you are screaming to the world that you didn't invest in your own brand. It's the visual equivalent of having a typo on your business card. It instantly destroys your credibility. Your typography is the delivery of your brand's promise. You can have the most powerful message in the world, but if it's delivered in the wrong voice, nobody will listen. Is your brand's voice strong and dependable like a classic serif? Is it clear and modern like a sans serif? Is it personal like a script? Or bold like a display? This isn't just about aesthetics. It's about psychology. It's about building a subconscious connection with your customer. You've now built the foundation with a shape, given it emotion with color, and found its voice with typography. These are the 3 pillars of iconic logo design. Now it's time to put them all together. This is the moment of alchemy. It's where individual ingredients, each powerful in their own right, are combined to create something far greater than the sum of their parts. A block of granite is just a rock. A chisel is just a tool. But together, in the hands of a master, they can become Michelangelo's David. Your shape, your color, your typography, these are your granite and your chisel. Now you become the master sculptor. Combining these 3 pillars isn't a simple copy and paste job. It's a delicate dance of harmony, contrast, and hierarchy. The goal is to create a single unified message that is instantly understood. Get this right and you create an icon. Get it wrong and you create noise. Let's start with the first principle of this synthesis: harmony and contrast. Think of it like a musical chord. For a logo to feel cohesive and pleasant, its elements need to be in harmony. A soft, organic shape like a leaf often works best with an earthy color palette, greens, browns, muted tones, and a typeface that feels natural and approachable. Maybe a serif with some character or a clean, rounded sans serif. Everything works together. The shape says nature, the color says earth, and the font says authentic. The message is clear, consistent, and trustworthy. Now consider a brand that wants to be disruptive, energetic, and loud. Harmony might not be the goal. Deliberate contrast can be incredibly powerful. Imagine a sharp, aggressive, geometric shape in a shocking electric yellow. Now pair that with a thick, bold, industrial typeface in black. The elements are jarring. They clash, but they do so with purpose. The contrast creates a feeling of energy, urgency, and rebellion. This combination wouldn't work for a financial advisor, but for an energy drink or a new streetwear brand. It's perfect. It screams for attention and tells you this isn't your grandfather's brand. The key is that the contrast must be intentional. It must serve the brand's personality, not just be a random collection of things you like. This leads us to the second principle of synthesis: hierarchy. When someone looks at your logo for the first time, for that split second, what do you want them to see first? What's the most important piece of information? Your logo must guide their eye. You, the designer, are the director of their attention. There is no better case study for this in the American business landscape than FedEx. At first glance, the hierarchy is simple. You see the bold, clear word mark. The colors are the next thing you process. The vibrant purple Fed and the bright orange X. The message is professional, modern, and clear. But the genius is in the secondary level of the hierarchy. It's the reward for looking a little closer. Tucked away in the negative space between the E and the X is a perfect white arrow. You can't unsee it once you know it's there. That arrow is the synthesis of shape and typography at its most brilliant. It visually reinforces the company's entire mission. Forward motion, speed, delivery, precision. The hierarchy is perfect. The name is primary, the promise is secondary but unforgettable. They didn't need to add a separate arrow icon next to the name. They wove it into the very fabric of the brand's identity, creating a masterpiece of integrated design. So how do you apply this? Let's put these principles to the test with a few real-world scenarios for US businesses. Imagine you're launching a new line of premium, handcrafted leather goods based in Texas. Your target customer values tradition, durability, and American craftsmanship. How do we combine our pillars? For the shape, we might choose something that evokes heritage and strength. A shield, a star, or maybe a stylized longhorn silhouette. It's strong and iconic. For the color, we'd lean into a palette that feels rich and earthy. Deep browns, tan, maybe a touch of burnished gold or cream. These colors speak of leather, wood, and quality. For the typography, a bold slab serif or a vintage-inspired script would be perfect. It feels established, confident, and rooted in history. Now let's put it all together. A burnished gold longhorn silhouette inside a dark brown shield, with the company name underneath in a strong cream-colored slab serif font. Instantly, without reading a single word of ad copy, you understand the brand's personality. Rugged, sophisticated, and authentically American. The elements are in harmony, and the hierarchy is clear. The icon draws you in, the name gives you the identity. Let's shift gears. Now you're a cutting-edge software-as-a-service company in Silicon Valley, selling a productivity tool to other tech startups. Your audience values efficiency, innovation, and clean, user-friendly design. A Texas Longhorn isn't going to work here. For the shape, we need something abstract, clean, and intelligent. Maybe a series of interconnected dots forming a letter, or a sleek geometric monogram. It should feel like data, connection, or progress. For the color palette, we'll go modern and energetic. A deep charcoal or a dark blue as a base, with a single vibrant accent color. A bright cyan, a lime green, or a magenta. This says serious technology, but also innovative and exciting. For the typography, it has to be a minimalist geometric sans serif font. Something like Montserrat or Poppins. It's clean, legible on screens, and feels effortlessly modern. When we combine them, we get a sleek dark blue geometric icon next to the company name in a clean white sans serif, with a single dot or element in that vibrant cyan accent color. The final product feels intelligent, efficient, and forward-thinking. It speaks the visual language of its tech-savvy audience. One final example. A new family-friendly dental practice in a competitive suburban market. The goal is to appear trustworthy, caring, and gentle, especially for patients with dental anxiety. For the shape, we avoid anything sharp or severe. A soft, abstract shape that subtly evokes a smile or a tooth is perfect. Maybe it's two overlapping circles that create a gentle, reassuring form. For the color, we'll use a palette of soft blues and greens. These colors are calming, clinical, and associated with health and cleanliness. We might add a touch of warm gray to feel more sophisticated than a standard clinic. For the typography, a rounded, friendly sans serif font is the only way to go. It's approachable, easy to read, and feels welcoming, not intimidating. The combination? A soft two-tone blue shape next to the practice's name in a friendly gray sans serif font. The result is a logo that immediately puts a potential patient at ease. It doesn't scream pain and drills. It whispers care, comfort, and health. In each of these cases, the magic isn't in any single element. It's in the synthesis. It's how the shape reinforces the color, which reinforces the font, which all work together to tell one single, compelling story. This unified story is your brand's personality. But as you combine these elements, you must be wary of a few common pitfalls. The first is the kitchen sink logo. This is born from a desire to tell everyone everything about your business all at once. The logo for the dental practice ends up with a tooth, a smile, a toothbrush, and a star sparkle all crammed together. The result is a chaotic, illegible mess that communicates nothing but confusion. Great design is about subtraction, not addition. A great logo doesn't say everything. It says the most important thing perfectly. The second pitfall is the personality mismatch. This happens when the elements are fighting each other. Using a gothic black metal font for a daycare center. Using a rainbow color palette for a law firm. Using a playful cartoon-style alligator for a high-fashion brand. The typography says one thing, the color says another. This creates cognitive dissonance in your customer. It signals that you don't truly understand who you are. And if you don't know who you are, how can they trust you? Finally, and this is critically important in the digital age, you must consider scalability in your synthesis. Your beautifully combined logo might look incredible on a giant banner, but what happens when it's shrunk down to a 100-pixel wide favicon for a browser tab, or a tiny circle for an Instagram profile picture? Does the intricate typography become an unreadable smudge? Does the subtle color variation disappear entirely? Your logo must be designed to work everywhere. As you combine your elements, constantly test them at different sizes. A truly great logo is like a great melody. It's recognizable whether it's played by a full orchestra or a single flute. Your logo must be just as powerful on a billboard as it is on a business card. You've now assembled your masterpiece. The shapes are strong, the colors resonate, the typography speaks volumes, and they are all working together in perfect harmony to tell your brand story. Feels right. It looks right. But how do you know if it actually works? How do you know if your audience sees the same thing you see? That's the million-dollar question, the final hurdle between a good logo and a legendary one. And it's exactly what we're going to break down next. The answer is deceptively simple. You test it. Not with your spouse, not with your best friend, and not with your mom, unless they happen to be your ideal customer avatar, perfectly unbiased and a trained market researcher. For the rest of us, we need a real process. Because you are suffering from a condition that every creator, every entrepreneur, every business owner has. It's called the curse of knowledge. You are too close to it. You see the weeks of work, the dozens of iterations, the clever little nod to your company's founding story. You see the perfect golden ratio in its curves. Your audience, they see a shape, and in less than a second, their brain makes 1,000 gut-level decisions about that shape. Is it trustworthy? Is it cheap? Is it modern? Is it for me? You can't afford to guess what their answers will be. You have to know. Testing is how you escape your own perspective and see your logo through their eyes. It's the single most important step that separates amateur branding from professional, results-driven identity design. So let's get one thing straight right away. Asking your inner circle for feedback is the most common and most dangerous mistake you can make. Feels productive, but it's actually a trap. It's an echo chamber of approval. Your friends and family are biologically and socially wired to do one thing: support you. They don't want to hurt your feelings. They'll say, "Oh, I love it. It's so you." That feedback is worthless. Worse than worthless, it's misleading. It gives you a false sense of confidence that can lead you to launch a logo that completely misses the mark with the only people whose opinions actually matter: your customers. To get real, actionable data, you need to step outside that circle and use objective testing methods designed to eliminate bias. There are 3 core methods every business should use to validate their logo design, and they range from incredibly simple to deeply insightful. The first and fastest is the 5-second test. It's exactly what it sounds like. You show your logo design to a person who has never seen it before, for just 5 seconds. Then you hide it and ask them a few simple questions. What do you remember? What product or service do you think this company sells? And the most important one, what 3 words come to mind when you see this design? Why 5 seconds? Because that's often more time than you'll get in the real world. A potential customer scrolling through social media, driving past a billboard, or glancing at a search result gives you a fraction of that time. The 5-second test is a brutal, but honest, measure of your logo's clarity and immediate impact. If people consistently say they remember the wrong symbol, or if they think your high-end consulting firm is a coffee shop, you have a serious problem. If the words they use are confusing, messy, or cheap, you have a serious problem. But if they say secure, premium, and innovative, and that's what you were aiming for, you're on the right track. This isn't about whether they like it. It's about whether they get it instantly. The second method is more scientific. A/B testing, also known as split testing. This is where you put 2 or more logo variations head-to-head and let an audience of your target demographic declare a winner. You don't just show them 2 logos and ask, "Which one do you like better?" That's a beauty contest. We're not running a beauty contest. We're building a business asset. Instead, you ask targeted questions tied to your brand attributes. Let's say you're a financial services company. You could show 2 versions of a logo to 200 people in your target demographic using online platforms like PickFu or Usability Hub. You'd ask questions like, based on the logo alone, Which company would you trust more with your life savings? Which of these brands seems more innovative and forward-thinking? Which of these looks more established and reliable? The results you get back are pure quantitative data. You might find that logo A is preferred by 78% of people when asked about trustworthiness, but logo B is preferred by 65% when asked about innovation. Now you have a strategic choice to make based on data, not on your gut feeling. Is your primary brand pillar trust or innovation? The A/B test gives you the hard numbers to make an informed decision, removing the guesswork and office politics from the equation. It turns a subjective debate into an objective choice. The third and deepest method is all about the why. It's qualitative feedback. While 5-second tests and A/B tests give you the what people see and which they prefer, qualitative feedback tells you the story behind their choices. This is where you engage with a small group of your ideal customers, maybe 5 to 10 people, through targeted surveys or even short interviews. Here you ask open-ended questions. Walk me through your thought process when you look at this logo. What kind of personality does this brand seem to have? Is there anything about this design that feels off or confusing to you? This is where you uncover the hidden landmines. You might have designed a logo for a new dental clinic that features a stylized tooth and a swoosh. You think it looks dynamic and modern, but in qualitative feedback, 3 different people mention that the swoosh looks like a sharp, scary metal tool. That's a catastrophic insight you would have never gotten from a simple A/B test. Or maybe the font you chose, which you thought was elegant and sophisticated, is described by your audience as stuffy, old, and unapproachable. This is the feedback that saves you from yourself. It uncovers the unintended associations, the cultural misinterpretations, and the subtle signals your design is sending that you are completely blind to. None of these methods work in a vacuum. The magic happens when you combine them. The 5-second test validates your logo's immediate clarity. The A/B test gives you a clear winner based on key performance metrics. And the qualitative feedback gives you the rich, nuanced story and protects you from unforeseen disaster. You look for patterns across all 3. When a clear winner emerges from your A/B test, and the 5-second test confirms it's easily understood, and the qualitative feedback shows that people are telling the exact story you want your brand to tell, that's when you know. That's the moment your logo transforms from a pretty picture into a scientifically validated, hard-working tool for your business. This process is what gives brands the confidence to weather the inevitable storm of a public launch. When Airbnb launched their now famous bellow symbol, the internet erupted with criticism and jokes. But the company stood its ground. Why? Because they had done the work. They had tested it with their community and knew that, despite the initial noise from outsiders, the logo resonated deeply with their core users and perfectly communicated their new mission of belonging. They trusted the data, not the drama. This testing phase is the final crucible. It forges your design under the pressure of real-world perception, burning away your personal biases and subjective attachments. It ensures the final product isn't just something you love, but something that your audience understands, connects with, and trusts. It's how you build a mark that lasts. So now you have it. A logo that is distinctive, memorable, and has been proven effective through rigorous testing. It's a powerful asset, sitting there on your computer screen. But a logo doesn't work by itself. It's a symbol, and a symbol is only as powerful as the system it's a part of. The next and perhaps most crucial step is to actually bring it to life. How you roll out your new logo, how you integrate it into every single touchpoint of your business, is what separates a simple design project from a true brand transformation. This is where the strategy on paper becomes a reality in the marketplace. A brilliant logo design sitting in a Dropbox folder is just potential energy. The kinetic energy, the impact, the recognition, the growth is unleashed during the rollout. And a poorly executed rollout can sabotage even the most perfect design. Think of it like a Hollywood movie. You can have the best script, the best actors, the best director, but if the marketing and distribution are a disaster, nobody will ever see it. Your logo launch is your premiere. So how do you do it? Broadly, there are 2 schools of thought on launching a new identity: the Big Bang approach and the phased rollout. The Big Bang is exactly what it sounds like. One day you're the old brand. The next morning everything everywhere is new. It's a clean, decisive break. This strategy is powerful. It generates buzz, signals a major change in direction, and forces the market to see you in a new light. It's the go-to choice for companies undergoing a merger, a significant pivot in their business model, or recovering from a public relations crisis. It screams, "We are not who we were yesterday. Pay attention." But the big bang is high risk and high cost. It requires meticulous military-grade planning. Every single asset, from the sign on your building to the favicon on your website tab, needs to be ready to switch over simultaneously. One forgotten detail can make the whole operation look sloppy. On the other side, you have the phased rollout. This is a more gradual evolutionary approach. You introduce the new logo on certain assets first, maybe digital platforms like your website and social media, while you slowly deplete your stock of old physical materials like letterhead and business cards. This approach is less of a shock to the system, both for your customers and your budget. It allows you to spread the costs over time and test the waters. It's the preferred method for established, beloved brands that are simply refreshing their look, not reinventing their soul. Think of how Google or Starbucks have subtly refined their logos over the years. It was an evolution, not a revolution. The risk here is confusion. If the transition drags on for too long, you can end up with a fractured brand identity, where customers see different logos in different places, which undermines the very consistency you're trying to build. Whichever path you choose, the foundational task is the same. You must conduct a comprehensive brand audit. You need to create a master checklist of every single place your logo lives. And I mean everywhere. This is the most tedious part of the process, but it is non-negotiable. Forgetting even one item can be embarrassing and costly. Let's build that checklist right now. Get ready to take notes. We'll break it down into 4 key categories. First, your digital touchpoints. This is the modern frontline of your brand. Start with the obvious, your website header, footer, and that tiny little favicon. Then, all of your social media profiles, your profile picture, your cover photos on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, your YouTube channel art. Think about your email marketing templates and, critically, the email signatures for every single employee in your company. Don't forget your mobile app icon if you have one. Then there are your digital ad creatives, your presentation templates in PowerPoint or Google Slides, and your listings on third-party sites like Google My Business, Yelp, and any industry-specific directories. Every single digital avatar of your business needs to be on this list. Second, your print and marketing collateral. This is the tangible stuff. Start with the basics: business cards, letterhead, and envelopes. Then move to your sales and marketing materials: brochures, flyers, datasheets, case studies, and any direct mail pieces. Think about your invoices, your purchase orders, your customer forms. Any piece of paper that a customer, partner, or vendor might touch must be updated. This category often involves managing inventory, so you need to plan when to stop printing the old materials to avoid waste. Third, your physical and operational assets. This is where the costs can really add up, so planning is paramount. The big one, of course, is signage. Your main exterior sign, monument signs, window decals, interior lobby signs, directional signs within your facility. Then, think about company vehicles. Any car, truck, or van with your logo on it needs to be rewrapped or redecaled. Consider employee apparel: uniforms, jackets, polo shirts, even name tags. And don't forget promotional items: the pens, the stress balls, the coffee mugs, the trade show banners. Finally, if you sell a physical product, the most important item in this category is your packaging. Boxes, labels, bags, they all need to be redesigned and produced. Fourth, and this is the one most businesses forget, your internal assets. Your brand isn't just for customers, it's for your team. Your logo lives on your company intranet, in your employee handbook, on your training materials, and on internal memos and reports. A successful rebrand starts from the inside out, which brings me to the most critical step in the entire rollout process: the internal launch. Before you tell the world, you must tell your team. Your employees are your #1 brand ambassadors. If they don't understand the new logo, or worse, if they don't like it or feel left out of the process, that apathy or negativity will inevitably leak out to your customers. Schedule an all-hands meeting. Don't just show them the new logo. Tell them the story behind it. Explain the why. Why did we need to change? What does this new mark represent? Where are we going as a company? And how does this new identity reflect that future? Get them excited. Make them feel like insiders who are part of a pivotal moment in the company's history. Give them the new brand guidelines, equip them with the new email signatures and presentation templates, and maybe even give them some new company swag, like a t-shirt or a mug with the new logo. When your team is proud and knowledgeable, they will champion the change to the outside world with genuine enthusiasm. Only after your internal house is in order do you plan the external launch. This isn't just about flipping a switch and swapping out the JPGs. It's a public relations and marketing opportunity. You need to control the narrative. Write a press release. Craft a detailed blog post on your website that tells the same compelling story you told your team. Create a coordinated social media campaign to launch across all your platforms at the exact same time. Be prepared to engage with your audience. And you must be prepared for feedback, both good and bad. Change is jarring. It's a psychological reality that some people will have a knee-jerk negative reaction to anything new. They were comfortable with the old logo. They had an attachment to it. Don't panic. Don't get defensive in the comments section. The internet loves to hate a rebrand. It's practically a sport. Remember the initial outrage over the Airbnb and Instagram logos? People called them generic, ugly, a disaster. But the company stood by their strategic decisions. The quality of their service remained high. And within a few months, the world moved on. The new logos became the accepted norm. Your job during the launch is to be a confident steward of your new brand. Explain the rationale calmly, thank people for their passion for your brand, and then let the new identity do its work. Once the launch is complete and the dust has settled, the work isn't over. A logo is not a set-it-and-forget-it asset. It's the core of an identity that must be nurtured, managed, and protected. It now needs a system to ensure it stays consistent and powerful for years to come. This involves creating a robust set of rules, a brand Bible, that governs exactly how it can and cannot be used. It also involves legally protecting your new mark, turning it from a simple design into a valuable piece of intellectual property. So let's talk about that brand Bible. Officially, it's called a brand style guide, and it is the single most important document you will create to protect the consistency and integrity of your new logo. Think of it as the constitution for your visual identity. It's not about being restrictive for the sake of it. It's about providing clarity and empowerment. It's the rulebook that ensures every single person who touches your brand, from your in-house marketing team to a freelance designer in another state to the local print shop making your banners, represents it exactly as you intended. Without it, your brand identity will slowly erode. Death by 1,000 tiny inconsistencies. A strong style guide lays out the law on several key fronts. First, and most obviously, is logo usage. This section is non-negotiable. It must show the primary, full-color version of your logo, and then specify every other acceptable variation. A one-color version for situations with limited palettes, a grayscale version, and perhaps a reversed-out version for use on dark backgrounds. It defines the clear space or exclusion zone, an invisible border of empty space that must always surround the logo, preventing other text or graphics from crowding it and diminishing its impact. It also establishes a minimum size. Below a certain dimension, your logo might become illegible or lose its detail. Your guide sets that floor, ensuring it's never reproduced in a way that makes it look like a blurry smudge. And just as important as showing how to use it, the guide must explicitly show how not to use it. This is where you prevent brand disasters. You show examples of the logo being stretched, squashed, or distorted. You forbid anyone from changing its colors, altering the font, adding drop shadows, or placing it on a cluttered, low-contrast background that makes it impossible to see. By providing these clear don'ts, you remove all ambiguity. You're not just hoping people have good taste, you are codifying it. Next up is your color palette. The guide must define your brand's primary and secondary colors with absolute precision. This isn't just saying our blue. It's providing the exact color codes for every medium. CMYK for print materials like brochures and business cards, RGB for screens like websites and digital ads, and ATX codes for web development. This ensures that the specific emotionally resonant shade of blue you chose in the design phase is the exact same blue a customer sees on your website, in your app, and on the box that arrives at their door. This level of consistency builds a powerful, subconscious sense of reliability and professionalism. Then comes typography. Your brand doesn't just have a look, it has a voice. Typography is a huge part of that. Your style guide will specify the exact font families to be used for all communications. You'll have a primary typeface for headlines, bold, confident, and attention-grabbing, and a secondary typeface for body copy that is clean, legible, and easy to read. It will set rules for font sizes, weights, line spacing, and letter spacing. This ensures that a sales proposal created in your Chicago office looks and feels exactly the same as a marketing email sent from your team in Los Angeles. It creates a unified, coherent verbal identity that supports your visual one. This meticulous rule setting extends to everything. The style of photography you use, the design of icons, even the tone of voice in your written copy. It all works together. This guide is your brand's North Star. It saves countless hours of back and forth, eliminates costly printing errors, and empowers your entire organization to be confident brand ambassadors. Now, while the style guide protects your logo's consistency, there's another, even more critical form of protection: legal protection. We're talking about trademarking. A logo without a trademark is like a beautiful custom-built house built on land you don't own. It might look great, but at any moment, someone with a legal claim can come and take it all away. A trademark, in the simplest terms, is a legal tool that designates you as the sole owner and user of a particular name, symbol, or design in your specific category of goods or services. When you register your logo with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, the USPTO, you are transforming it from a mere piece of art into a hard, valuable, and defensible business asset. You've probably seen the little symbols, TM, and what's the difference? The TM symbol can be used by anyone to indicate a claim to an unregistered trademark. It's essentially you planting a flag and saying, "This is mine, I'm using it in commerce." It offers some limited, common law rights, but it's a relatively weak position. The R in a circle is the powerhouse. That symbol can only be used after the USPTO has officially granted you a federal registration. It signifies that your ownership of the mark is recognized by the United States government, giving you presumptive ownership and exclusive rights nationwide. Why is this so fundamentally important for a commercial business? First, it prevents customer confusion and protects your reputation. A federal trademark stops a competitor in another state from using a confusingly similar logo to siphon off your customers or damage the goodwill you've worked so hard to build. If someone tries, you have the legal standing to make them stop. Second, a registered trademark is a tangible asset that adds real, quantifiable value to your company's balance sheet. It can be bought, sold, licensed to other companies for a fee, or even used as collateral for a loan. As your brand grows, the value of that registered mark can skyrocket, sometimes becoming the single most valuable asset the company owns. Just think about the value of the Nike swoosh or the Apple logo as standalone assets. Third, it provides a powerful deterrent. That little symbol sends a clear and immediate message to potential infringers that you are serious about your brand, that your logo is legally protected, and that you have the full force of federal law on your side. It often stops infringement before it even starts. The process of searching for and registering a trademark is a critical investment, and one where you should absolutely consult with an intellectual property attorney. This isn't a corner you want to cut. Securing your trademark is the final essential step in forging your logo into a true commercial weapon. So here we are at the end of this journey. We've explored the deep psychology of shapes and colors, deconstructed the principles of timeless design, and navigated the collaborative process of bringing a great logo to life. We've seen how a single mark can encapsulate a company's entire mission, its values, and its promise to the customer. And now we've covered how to protect and standardize that mark, ensuring it remains a strong, consistent, and defensible asset for years to come. Your logo is so much more than just a pretty picture next to your company name. It is the tip of the spear for your entire brand. It's the handshake before a word is spoken. It's the silent ambassador that works for you 24 hours a day, in every market, on every screen, and on every product. It is a promise, condensed into a single memorable symbol. When it's done right, it becomes a shortcut to trust. When a customer sees your logo, they shouldn't just see a design, they should feel something. They should feel the reliability, the innovation, the quality, or the excitement that your business stands for. The investment in a professional, strategic, and well-executed logo is not an expense on a spreadsheet. It is one of the most fundamental and high-leverage investments you can possibly make in the future of your business. It is the foundation upon which recognition is built, markets are captured, and lasting customer loyalty is earned. So I want you to take a moment and look at your own logo. Or if you're just starting, imagine the one you're about to create. Don't just see it as a graphic. See it as your flag. Is it flying high? Is it clear, compelling, and unique? Does it tell the story you want to tell to the people you want to reach? Is it protected, both by clear guidelines and by the force of law? Is it working as hard for your business as you are? Your logo is the start of the conversation. It's the visual anchor for every single thing you do next. The journey of building a brand is long and challenging, but it all begins with that one single mark. Get that right, and you've laid the cornerstone for an enduring legacy. Don't just create a logo, build an icon.